The following review has been approved by the Best of Classic Game Room. Banished from Earth Classic Game Room broadcasts from the intergalactic space arcade on its never-ending mission to review everything. Welcome to Classic Game Room for the review of Ms. PAC-MAN Maze Madness on the Sega Dreamcast, and I left the case back on Earth, which is why you got a shot of the Dreamcast in front of Ms. PAC-MAN, two of my favorite things on screen at once. Is it a good game? Let's find out. Alright, when I received this game from Matthew in Missouri, I was immediately concerned because Ms. PAC-MAN, the arcade machine, is one of my favorite arcade games ever, if not the favorite, depending what mood I'm in. I love Ms. PAC-MAN, so when I read the back of the packaging and saw that the marketing slogan is Ms. PAC-MAN is back in an all-new, amazing 3D adventure, I was worried that they destroyed Ms. PAC-MAN for another crappy 3D remake of a classic arcade game.
By the magical gems of virtue.
And I remained concerned all the while through the animated sequence at the beginning. Because it's terrible.
You can travel to the Four Wonders.
Yeah, my initial thought was I would rather play a Barbie Robotron 2084 crossover than this garbage. Which actually sounds pretty cool. But wait, people and cats listening. Ms. PAC-MAN Maze Madness on the Sega Dreamcast is actually pretty good. Don't judge a book by its cover, unless it has Fabio on it, because his pecs are awesome. I didn't just record that, did I? I'll make sure to delete it later. Ms. PAC-MAN's rocking the pole. If she hits it enough, it falls over. Look, this game kind of has flamethrowers. This is a clever take on the classic Ms. PAC-MAN maze-based arcade gameplay and a puzzle game, so it's kind of like Ms. PAC-MAN meets God of War. I would imagine that nobody else in history has ever made that comparison. But I like the gameplay style here. Well, I don't really care for the visuals and the whole late 90s, early 2000 3D thing they have going on here. It plays really well. It's a neat combination of Ms. PAC-MAN and a puzzle game. Your objective is to collect stars to unlock new levels and stuff. And eventually save Pac-Land from whatever horror is about to consume it. You collect stars in a variety of ways by gobbling dots, collecting all of the fruit hidden throughout the levels, or, well, in addition to pretzels, which are not fruit, as I've recently just discovered. Did you know that? They're not fruit? Who knew? You can also earn stars by getting a good score or getting through levels quickly. And as you might imagine, the levels get pretty tough as you keep playing the game, so this gives you something to shoot for. Well, I'm certainly not going to tell you this game is better than the original. It is a very cool Sega Dreamcast release. There's 4 magical worlds and over 180 mazes, which turn into harder puzzles as you keep playing. I actually prefer the maze levels earlier in the game. But the puzzles are pretty interesting, and the game tries lots of different things with electricity and fire and ice and moving blocks and crates filled with explosives and stuff. You know, I've got to give Namco some credit here. They could have really screwed this up. Ms. PAC-MAN smells like bacon when she's electrocuted. Just thought you'd want to know that. Like, if you just want mazes and no puzzle solving, then I would avoid this one. I think the combination seems to work pretty well, though. And it looks and sounds good on the Dreamcast. While I don't care for the visual style, the graphics themselves are good for the era. How do I get the hearts in the apple? Well, let's move some blocks around and jump on them while avoiding ghosts. When you say it like that, it actually doesn't sound too bad. However, Ms. Pac-Man is back in an all-new amazing 3D adventure? That sounds terrible. Somebody should go back in time and slap that writer. But I was just doing my job! Ow! It's a neat game. It's also got the original Ms. Pac-Man and some multiplayer modes, but this is the core gameplay right here. And it's even jump pack compatible. And uses 16 blocks of your VMU card, by the way. FYI. I've got a classic game room shout out and thank you to officially send to Matthew of Pacific, Missouri. Thank you, Matthew. Thank you for sending Ms. Pac-Man Maze Madness. Is it madness? Or does it make sense after you play it a few times? I'm gonna go with that one. Cool game, check it out for your Dreamcast. You do own a Dreamcast, don't you? It's required by law if you're watching this show, you realize. Sell off that Super Nintendo, buy a Dreamcast. I had to go there.